HOLA magazine wanted to do an article that would get a lot of attention because it talks about the fears of Charles EUI and Kate Middleton and how they deal with their illnesses. Although Charles EUI, King of England, is said to be trying to act as normal as possible after his cancer diagnosis, he is worried about his job at the institution and the work of the rest of his family. We know that his work at the Crown has been sidelined because of the seriousness of his illness. He also needs to meet with the British Prime Minister, as this is part of his mandatory tasks that cannot be delegated to anyone else. According to a psychologist, the King is not missing one of his feelings, and they cite a source very close to the British royal family that says his predominant feeling is frustration because he has had to and will have to cancel a number of planned events. The King's duties and the King's agenda seem to be a very structured system in different parts, and whoever handles it, wherever it is, it will be the King's private council run by his own wife, Queen Camilla. HOLA magazine rejects any kind of homeopathic alternative treatment to traditional medicine and relays the King's own words that he will do his best to take this treatment program seriously, with the goal of returning to full form as soon as possible, and thereby minimizing the number of problems that his personal situation may cause in his role as head of nation and state. They also say that William is already very much aware that at some point in the not-too-distant future, he will be King of the United Kingdom. And in fact, this is where the specter of abdication comes in. The same source says the following: "I think he has certainly realized what he has at the top. He knows the weight that rests on his shoulders. The expectations are on Kate Middleton's husband, and he must feel like Her Majesty Queen Elizabeth when she was 25, being suddenly catapulted to this job that consumes everything." This has already been commented on by royal family expert Robert Jobson. A few points. William is no longer 25 years old, he's in his 40s. In another situation he would certainly be ready, but he has his wife in that sense. We don't know how, but there really is some concern, mystery, uncertainty about the state of Kate Middleton's health. And Harry's statements yesterday in an interview that he did for Good Morning America didn't clear things up. At a certain point, what many of us perceive as Harry's modesty is now being commented on. There might have been something more to the fact that he wanted to keep that conversation on the trip he took to the UK between father and son to himself only. The British media is criticizing him, but he already had, I think, with that ambiguous answer, which left a little bit up in the air, well, like a diagnosis of Charles EUI's illness. Anyway, it's very funny to me that with Charles EUI they're suddenly horrified, but then with Kate Middleton they're not so, let's say, in the same tone. I don't know if you understand me. This particular Camilla is increasing her agenda of events, while the royal is stepping away from her actual duties in the midst of her cancer treatment. The British royals traveled from Sandringham back to London last Tuesday after a proper treatment session at the clinic. The monarch met with palace staff while his wife celebrated with a special event at Clarence House, the couple's old home in the capital. She was honored as an honorary member of the Corporation of Fan Makers. They attended an event about Shakespeare where they met theater and film stars, writers, directors, representatives of the National Theatre and the Royal Shakespeare Company. They also visited the centenary of the founding of the Poppy Factory, an institution that supports those whose lives have been transformed by employment since the First World War, to the Fan Museum, which this lady has sponsored since 2008, and of course many tasks. Of course, all this time Charles was at the royal residence in Norfolk. It's usually a Christmas residence. He's been seen in church, and they say Carl's recovery is paramount, which is why Camilla is traveling around the country. Last week, Camilla showed her great dedication to the royal cause when she traveled 6 hours by car to attend a concert at Salisbury Cathedral in the south of England after her helicopter landed due to bad weather. It is said that she doesn't want to let the king down because she assured him that she will continue with her calendar of official events. Well, she's excited to travel and see people more than anyone else. We're very clear on that. Since William resumed the royal agenda last week, he then took a break in which he has no major events until March. Basically, the excuse given is the position of being a woman, but Camilla doesn't lose her temper. She's going to absolutely everything. Anyway, HOLA magazine is also picking up the latest on Kate Middleton's health, And we need to refer to a number of headlines that have been appearing in the last few hours about the health of both the King and the Princess of Wales, saying 9 months to live that Kate Middleton has cancer. Let's take a little bit of a look at what's actually in that. Well, the international media, not the British media, is claiming that it was in recent articles about Kate Middleton that mysteriously disappeared. There were things as part of her alleged stay at a London clinic. Yes, they say that, for example, her parents and family are trying to help her as much as they can through this ordeal, and that now, as we've seen, her sister is on vacation because it's assumed that her health has improved. They refer to the British media saying that she is undergoing treatment, but they don't actually say what kind of treatment, nor do they give any hint of the illness she might have. They insist, as I said, on the secrecy of it all. Well, they very indirectly hint that it could all be something to do with mental health. Some kind of crisis, a psychotic outburst, as we talked about here before, rumor has it. Well, there's not much more to say from Kate. Just to note that royal family specialist Jenny Bond said that the trip to Sandringham was a very welcome change for her after she was discharged from the hospital, and that she found it very reassuring that Kate was healthy enough to make the trip, because it shows that she's getting better. The same four walls must be a bit boring when you are recovering like she is. Well, these are impressions, we really don't see anything real here. Funny, what's curious is that today I looked at the news about Kate Middleton and discovered that if Charles II gives her treatment, she has 9 months to live and that she has cancer. Let's look at where that news came from. It gives her 9 months to live. Kate Middleton has been diagnosed by doctors with a stomach tumor, but the most shocking thing is, well, the time of life she has left. She was admitted to the hospital with abdominal pain and has been in a coma since late last year, and stomach cancer is to blame. Unfortunately, she doesn't have much time left. William had already divorced this woman because they had a lot of problems as spouses, and King Charles II intervened in the divorce because his son is the successor to the crown. Who says that? A seer. Yes, a seer. A seer who's been picked up. She's one of the most famous Latinas. Her name is Moni Vidente. She's a transsexual woman who, from what I've read, became famous by appearing on television on a Saturday night entertainment show where she made predictions and then went viral. She takes celebrity and always, and it's funny that there are people here who make fun of her. She also says Meghan Markle is practicing witchcraft. What's funny about all of this is that she also said something similar about Charles II a few weeks ago, that he had 9 months to live. We're assuming now it's going to be 8 or 7. I mean, that's normal. At the end of the day, if they don't want to make statements, but come on, I would stop all of this. I should say all of this is coming from the Hispanic media who seem to hold this visionary in high esteem. Sorry, I'm very skeptical of this kind of stuff. It sounds a bit unrealistic to me. Here's the latest on Kate Middleton and Charles II. Leave your opinions in the comments, subscribe, give likes, support the channel, and I'll leave you here with more videos. Thank you for being with me. I wish you all health and prosperity.